Board of Education directors and to the broader PPS community. It's a pleasure to sit here tonight at the dais in my first PPS board meeting as your new superintendent. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for indulging me to share a few thoughts this evening. I'll start by letting you know how humbled, how excited I am to have the opportunity to serve in this important leadership role. It is with much eagerness that I have already begun to dive in to the work here in PPS. It's a privilege to work with the talented educators, leaders, the support staff, and the broader community to ensure that each and every student experiences success in our schools. Here are a few thoughts about my own approach and my core beliefs as an educational leader. I see my role as superintendent as the key instructional leader of the school system. The work in the classroom, school, central office, and policy-making level should always be in service of our students. It is critically important that we have clarity about what we expect students to know and be able to do across the grade levels, and that we support the diverse learners we serve in meeting those high expectations. Our ultimate deliverable is that every student walks across the graduation stage, college and or career ready. This means we work at articulating a clear instructional framework, clear pedagogical approaches in our practices, clear ways to assess learning and provide interventions, and most importantly, that we build our students' own sense of agency regarding their own learning. I believe public education should afford all students a well-rounded experience, one that identifies and cultivates students' gifts and talents and provides a range of opportunities to explore other dimensions of learning. Thank you to the Bravo Youth Orchestra for performing here this evening. It warms my heart to see our young students growing and sharing their artistic talents. As someone who learned to play a musical instrument as part of my own public education experience, I know firsthand how critical it is that we offer a wide array of visual and performing arts opportunities for students. And beyond the rigorous academics and the importance of the arts in schools, we also have a responsibility to ensure our students' healthy social-emotional development. Which leads me to my next topic, which is so timely right now. I want to recognize that we have many, many communities that have been affected by recent events. Some are natural disasters, others are man-made. Thanks to all of you, to our corporate partners who generously contributed to Project Giving Hope, our effort to lend a hand to those students and families that were affected by the hurricanes and storms in Houston and Miami will have an important impact. I also want to acknowledge that even as we were collecting school supplies for students in those two communities, another storm hit, this time in Puerto Rico. Our thoughts are with our fellow Americans affected by this storm, and I want to encourage everyone to once again find a way to graciously lend support to people on the island. We also have evidence of other events, not natural disasters, that are initiated and rooted in a climate of fear and hate. From Charlottesville and to the many other recent examples of intolerance, to the unfortunate tragedy that just unfolded in Las Vegas, I know that we are all reflecting with our families on how we can begin to make sense of this horrific event. My thoughts go out to all the families whose lives have been so unnecessarily impacted forever by this senseless violence. And then there is the sense of safety and security that is being compromised by the recent actions against our dreamers. Please know we stand with you, that public education, this cherished door of promise and opportunity, remains open to you as well. Estamos aquí con ustedes. Esperamos que nuestras escuelas podrán proveer un poco de seguridad para que puedan enfocarse en su aprendizaje. Our schools must remain safe and supportive places for learning. As you can see, we have to be more than educators who are focused on just academics. We have to be the practitioners who help our students make sense of these current events so that they might develop their own informed opinions about the world and build the self-reliance and agency to craft the kind of life they desire. As educators, we have to be experts in our professional craft and grow, while maintaining a sound approach to students' healthy social-emotional development with a culturally competent and trauma-informed lens. I want to acknowledge that I am joining the effort at Portland Public Schools to address some deep challenges, some historical, some contemporary. I am joining a community that embraces its neighborhood schools and that is willing to support a bond measure that will begin to resolve health and safety concerns and build the kind of 21st century facilities that our students and our educators deserve. All of this work must be accomplished in transparent and accountable ways. I am joining the large group conversations around how to best balance the enrollment of our schools and ensure that all students have access to a comprehensive experience in the middle grades. How do we simultaneously preserve promising practices and programs that equitably serve groups of students we have a responsibility to serve? I look forward to partnering with this board and collaborating with staff to propose solutions to these foundational challenges. I was attracted to this leadership role because I understood that there would be a commitment to being student-centered and equity-focused in our decision-making, and that we would undertake in a thoughtful and educationally sound manner in the way that we proceeded. I spent my first day at 2 schools that reinforced my belief that Portland Public Schools, while it is facing present challenges, can become a school system of which we can all be proud, knowing with confidence that it is serving all of our students in their ultimate success. I am pleased to have dedicated my entire career to public education, and it is an honor to be able to continue that service as PPS's superintendent. I know that there are a lot of eyes on PPS watching this new board and a new superintendent, as there should be. There's nothing more important than the education and well-being of our children. I want to especially call out the critical role that our teachers play. I know that we are in the midst of negotiations to settle a contract. We are all interested in arriving at an agreement as soon as possible that is both fair and reasonable and that recognizes the important role of our educators. We are ready to work hard to make that happen. While I'm only on day 2 of the job, I wanted to offer these thoughts about my views on the role of public schools. Urban school districts have their own distinct culture, but they share a lot of the same characteristics and challenges. No school system in America has yet closed the achievement gap between those with privilege and those without. But many are actively engaged in narrowing these margins by having the courage to eliminate institutional inequities and break down systemic barriers. I will continue to focus on getting to know our schools, our students, educators, and the many wonderful aspects of our communities so that I may hear firsthand about the assets and challenges on the ground. Already, I have had the opportunity to visit a number of campuses and meet with a variety of people who work in our schools and in our departments. Thank you to the many of you who have already shared your thoughts with me in the school hallways, out on the front sidewalks, and in the schoolyards. It is my hope that in all of these conversations and insights that it'll help me in gaining a clear assessment of our organization and how best to collaborate on solutions. Our ultimate goal will be to co-construct a vision for the Portland Public Schools, one accompanied by a strategic plan for executing and operationalizing this aspiration. We have a lot of work in front of us, but I start this job with optimism, an open mind, and a deep appreciation for what PPS has already accomplished. I am excited about being part of building the district's future. I would be remiss at this time if I didn't acknowledge the support of my family and friends for their patience, for their understanding. Thank you also to mentors and professional colleagues for your support along this continued professional journey of mine. Directors, thank you for this incredible leadership opportunity to make an exponential difference in our students' lives and in our community. I want to thank everybody in advance for their support and partnership. With persistence and determination, we will work collectively to serve the needs and to foster the success of all of our students. Thank you.